Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Central Lancashire's graduation ceremony. And we're delighted to be celebrating with you today the success of our fabulous graduates. And we all hope that you have a day to remember. I now call upon our Vice-Chancellor, Graham Baldwin, to say a few words.
Welcome to the University of Central Lancashire. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to this ceremony where we acknowledge and celebrate the achievements of our soon-to-be graduates. The past few years have been challenging for us all, and this cohort in particular has had its studies most affected by the pandemic. However, you have all shown great resilience during this time, which I know will stand you in good stead for the future. I'm delighted that we can now celebrate your achievements, and I trust that you enjoy both the ceremony and the celebrations that will, I am sure, go on afterwards with your families and your friends. Your studies here have prepared you well, and I am sure that you will find that you now have a closer set of connections with the world around you. I hope, as well as achieving your qualifications, that you have also had a great experience, and that in years to come, as a member of our global alumni community, you will look back fondly on your time at the University of Central Lancashire and will keep in touch to share with us your successes. At our University Open Days, I point out that graduates tend to earn more over a lifetime than non-graduates. But more importantly, they tend to be healthier, happier, and to live longer. Remembering those facts will surely reassure you that the effort and the commitment you have invested in the last few years was well worth it. Undoubtedly, you will all be in different positions at this moment in time. Some of you will be waiting to get your first graduate job. Some may have already started on your career path or are changing career because of your new qualification. Or perhaps your new qualification will help you better yourself in the career that you already have. Whatever your situation, we know there will be many opportunities that lie ahead for you. And so on behalf of all of us here today, and from the wider team at the University of Central Lancashire, I thank you for your future contribution. The personal characteristics that you have displayed to get you to this point today, energy, commitment, tenacity, and an open mind, will serve you well for the future and will help you to recognize and seize the opportunities that exist. So make sure you leave this hall today with confidence, ambition, and a desire to make a difference. You are the future leaders and high climbers in whatever occupation lies ahead for you. Life won't always be plain sailing, but during your studies, we hope you will have acquired a toolkit that will help you to navigate choppy waters. Your studies have prepared you such that although you can't direct the wind, you can adjust the sails. Here at the University of Central Lancashire, we've always believed in helping people to seize every opportunity to flourish in education, at work, and for life. We're proud that by combining academic excellence and real-world teaching, we give our students the skills and experience that industry needs. That's why our talented graduates are in such high demand in the world, and we're delighted that we've created new possibilities for many thousands of our graduates during our near 200-year history. I hope that we have helped create the opportunity for your future success, ensuring that you have the relevant knowledge, skills, and experiences to thrive wherever you came from and wherever you go to next. I hope, too, that as part of your UCLan journey, you have felt that you have belonged here. It is important to us that our students feel safe, valued, welcomed, and included. Whoever you are, wherever you are in life, here at the University of Central Lancashire, we believe there's always a way. As you look to the future, enjoy this moment, and particularly enjoy today. Share special memories with your friends you've made here and with your families who have been on this journey of learning with you. Talking of which, before we celebrate your success, let's have a massive round of applause for all those special people, your family, your friends, and your tutors who have supported you and who are celebrating with you here today. Please join me. Now, all the rest of the applause today will be just for you. So, for all of you who today become graduates of the university, I extend my warmest congratulations on your achievements. You have been taught by a dedicated group of academic staff who devote their professional lives to the teaching, learning, and development of our students. You have also been supported by many highly dedicated and professional staff members who, whilst they often do not teach directly, have provided the service and the infrastructure that have made your success at the university possible. I would like to thank them all on your behalf. I am confident that you will bring not only real economic and social benefit to yourself, but also to the communities of which you are members. Whatever you do next, and wherever in the world your journey leads, on behalf of everybody at the University of Central Lancashire, very well done and good luck for a happy and successful future. We are proud of you. Let me leave you with a quote from the playwright Oscar Wilde, which I think is very fitting for today. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Academic Board confers an honorary doctorate on Becky Chilcott. Vice-Chancellor, Becky Chilcott's contributions to graphic design and creative services over 2 decades has been significant. From working with some of the most formidable publishing houses to leading design courses at our university, Becky's career has been varied and inspiring. After studying graphic design at the University of Creative Arts, Epsom, Becky embarked on her career in design, securing a junior role at Random House Children's Books in 2003. Following this, she went from strength to strength, eventually securing her current role as design manager for Macmillan Children's Books. A significant portion of Becky's career has been spent running her own freelance design company, Becky Chilcott Design. Her company has worked with a wide variety of companies over the past 15 years, including Bloomsbury, Stonewall, UCLAN Publishing, and Penguin Random House. And Becky has developed an invaluable network through her expansive portfolio. She has built strong professional links with a range of clients and remains in touch with them. Some of her most noteworthy pieces of work include design for books by Jacqueline Wilson and Nick Sharratt, Chris Riddell, Philip Pullman, as well as text design for the Harry Potter series. She recently won a Book of the Year award at the Children's Book Island Awards for her design work on Gut Feelings with author C.G. Moore, published by UCLAN Publishing. Becky has also made outstanding contributions to education. She wrote and taught the design and production module for our MA publishing programme, here at UCLan from 2013 to 2018 and continues to work with students and mentor them on live projects each year. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Academic Board, it is with great pleasure that I present Becky Chilcott with the Award of Honorary Doctorate from the University of Central Lancashire.
Hello everyone, I just have to say hi Mum, hi Dad, hi Anna. I'm not going to get an Oscars moment, so this pretty much is my day, so thank you for indulging me. And firstly, congratulations to you brilliant human beings on your whoopsie-whiffling, delumptuous achievements on your graduation today. Thank you to everyone at UCLan for my honour in receiving this award. Collaboration is definitely at the heart of everything I do. I am accepting this on behalf of everyone I've had the pleasure of working with, and for my family and my friends who have supported me along the way, from putting up with my teenage tantrums that my art homework wasn't good enough, to words of encouragement through the hard times and the good. The turbulent times we have all gone through recently has highlighted our need for creativity and visual culture more than ever. With funding for arts education, resources and libraries constantly being cut, they will become less accessible for everyone to experience and enjoy. We need to change this and make a priority. I wouldn't be where I am today without either. Neil Gaiman once said, "A book is a dream that you hold in your hand." When I was a child, I was an avid reader and loved the magical power that words and pictures had to transport me to different lands or walk in other people's shoes. From taking tea with a tiger and getting in first with Alfie in my early years, to concocting marvellous medicine with George and training to be a knight with Alana as I got older, books never failed to entertain, enlighten, or engage my imagination. I never dreamed that one of my passions would become my career. I had never known the path I wanted to take and have always simply done what I enjoyed. After leaving school, I went on to do a foundation course in art where I discovered what graphic design was and found that this was something that suited me. Fast forward 3 years, with a degree in design in my pocket, I was once again faced with the unknown of where life might take me. Back at home, I started applying for any job with the word graphics in the title. This even included reprographics, which a younger Becky didn't know was a fancy word for photocopying. I stumbled across an advert asking if I loved illustration, design, and children's books, and of course the answer was yes. I hadn't known that this job existed, and I had an inkling that I had found my calling. I got very lucky, thank you, Ness. And you know the rest of the story. 20 years later, I stand here before you to celebrate your achievements and wish you all the very best as you embark on your own fantastic journeys. I might make it all sound easy. It was and it wasn't, but I wouldn't change a thing. I have found that children's books hold the best advice, and here are a few words of wisdom to guide you all on your way. Tove Janssen's Moomin Papa once said that the world is full of great and wonderful things for those who are ready for them. I believe that adventures don't have to be big. They can take any shape or size. They are yours, and that's what matters. Remember, like Winnie the Pooh, that you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Sometimes your path may not be clear, and like Alice, you may question, who in the world am I? That's the great puzzle. In moments like those, it's okay to take a step back and breathe. I've come to realise that it's okay not to have answers. Tooticky would tell you that all things are so very uncertain, and that's exactly what makes me feel reassured. What can help in those times is a good friend by your side, like Piglet, Tigger, Eeyore, or Pooh. Terry Pratchett said that the trouble with life is that you don't get a chance to practice before doing it for real, so bear this in mind and embrace your mistakes. Jo March declared, "I'm not afraid of storms, for I'm learning to sail my ship." Always try to love what you do. As the delightful Mary Poppins stated, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun, and the job's a game. And finally, I want to raise a glass of imaginary frobscottle to you all. And like Max and the Wild Things, let's celebrate by letting the wild rumpus start. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So inspiring. Graduates, it is now time for your moment of glory. For your health and safety, we'll be offering you a glove to wear before you go on stage to shake with the presiding officer. If you would prefer not to shake hands, please just give a nod and the Vice-Chancellor will get the drift. Thank you. I presume that's the script, actually. There we go.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Academic Board, I present those who've gained awards in the School of Arts and Media for a thesis entitled A Selective Critical Analysis of the Relationship Between Newspapers and Advertisers in Saudi Arabia. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Ali Jafan K. Al-Rawali. For a thesis entitled, In What Ways Can a Photographic Practice Empower Artisans to Renegotiate Their Place on the High Street, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Ian Kenneth Clegg. For a thesis entitled The Repatriation of Domesticity's Representation Within Sonic Installation Art, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to Rebecca Adjile Sowa Okpoti. Master of Arts in Dance and Somatic Wellbeing, Connections to the Living Body, Rosalind Arden. Felicity Rose Barrow. Claire Freeman. Ishrat Bano Dilkusha Zuberi. Master of Arts in Antiques, Karen Veronica Baker. Olivia Bonus. Christopher Bryant. Master of Arts in Fashion and Lifestyle Brand Studies, Lindsay Margaret Johnson. Master of Arts in Games Design, Anna Catherine Whitehead. Master of Arts in Graphic Design, Julia Norris. Master of Arts in Interior Design, Jade Savannah Blunden. Master of Arts in Music, Ashley Mark Fitzsimmons. Postgraduate Certificate in Journalism, Innovation and Leadership, Olivia Ruth Krellin. Catherine Edwards. Catherine Gallo. Andrew Michael Kilmurray. Una Murphy. Kamina Adela Rim Ajdo. Jenny Simpson. Marcella Canova. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Film Production, Edward Andrew Ackroyd. Jennifer Autumn Davison. Callum Gilmore. Hannah Roberta Gowdy. Elise Sophie Heaney. Matthew Joshua Jenkinson. Mason Ethan Fursey McGlynn. David Baxter Neal. Samita Vidyasagar Nikam. Elliot Dean Rance. James Rowan. Guilherme Jesus Tavares de Noronha. Rosie Jane Varty. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Journalism, Maria Catherine Jill Bright. Chloe Louise Phillips. Anna Louise Folds. Connor Gracing. Charlotte Elizabeth Lanuring. Liberty Jane Lester. Sama Ahmed Mohammed. Rebecca Thompson. Harry James Whitehead. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Publishing, Molly Deborah Holland Anslow. Kiona Ashley Doyle. Holly May Hatch. Jessica Main Heath. Katie Ann Hinkinson. Chelsea Rose Hume. Abigail Rachel James. Faith Olivia Maudsley. Victoria Elizabeth Webb. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Television Production, Daniel George Armstrong. Ella Hopkinson. Quisha Lee. Erin Lara Malarkey. Jessica Louise Morley. Lucy Kate Reynolds. Amy Todhunter. Erin Elizabeth White. Anda Yao. Chao Han Chang. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Fashion Promotion, Lucy Elizabeth Eccleston. Hina Kazi. Nobesutu Kanye. Ione Jade Morton. James William Tressederne. Beatrice Anderson. Dana Chelmina. Isabella Jane Christopherson. Sam Alexander Clegg. James Everton Garside. Kaylee Isabella Jones. Naima Lambert. Chloe Rose Parkinson. Holly Victoria Caroline Saunders. Alana Jade Cooper. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Media Production, Stephen Thomas Fowler. Jessica Jean Lindley. Jake Morgan Ogden. Nathan Thomas Parkinson. Olivia Beatrice Starkey. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Creative Advertising, Carolina Ferraro Perez Luna. Lee Daniel Hughes. Mia India Eve McGlynn. Jemima Corin Richardson. Joelle Lorraine Ciliazar Fern. Esther Louise Tonkin. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Textile Design, Emma Ann Arnett. Jade Bleasdale. Kaylee Alice Bradburn. Lauren Victoria Burgess. Amber Tamika Cartledge. Shannon Marie Heald. Claire Tracy Keeling. Chelsea Lauren Nelson. Deborah Ann Smith. Holly Amanda Walling. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Animation, Samuel Paul Bailey. Griffin Axton Hart Goss. Ben Alexander James Heaton. Riley James Terence Hibbert. Joel Allen George Johnson. Sam Wayne Merrick. Joanna O'Mullane. Jake Powell Foster. Sophie Ann Stewart Rourke. Erin Rose Wilson. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Fine Art, Thomas Evan Cartwright. Kirby May Corliss. Chi Ding. Samantha Marnie Arden. Zachary Baxter. Libby Firth. Darcy Marie Forrester. Rebecca Jane Galt. Valerie Yvonne Gedge. Jessica Gleave. Sebastian Michael Hall. Samantha Hamer. Crystal Joan Hutchinson. Carolyn Eve Jack. Callista Lockling. Daniel Thomas Lyons. Peter Mahoney. Catherine Ann Mawson. Sasha McCart. Viraj Bernadette Pal. Maria Patel. Sarah Poling. Samuel Alexander Rule. Paulina Ola Ruteka. Corin Laurie Smith-Taylor. Claire Williams. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Games Design, Jotham Michael Bate. Nathan Edward Bibby. Joe Connor Bigland. Calum Lee Birrell. Thomas Stanislaus Brown. Isaac Michael Arthur Gibbons. Jamie Matthew Lobban. Adam Charles Nicholson. Callum Michael Robinson. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Graphic Design, Olivia Anne-Marie Barlow. Ashley David Booth. Georgia Louise Bromley. Kia Naomi Burrell. George Andrew Bussey. Hannah Lucy Constantine. Matthew James Duncan. Ben Elson. Alex Paul Fanning. Rebecca Louise Fee. Olivia Jane Hartle. Nathan Matthew Jones. Harrison King. Zakaria Nicolo Leo. Hassan Lockhart. Rotong Lu. Jade Parkinson. Aisha Mohammed Patel. Fahima Inayat Patel. Eliza Marie Place. Rachel Mary Priestley. Jason Seremba. Emma Louise Whitaker. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Illustration, Christopher Allen. Kira Barker. Lucy Barlow. Emma Brown. Samuel James Farnworth. Hannah Mae Forrester. Georgia Greenall. Sophie Henshaw. Bethany Kelly. Hannah Elaine McCormick. Megan Rose Nightingale. Robert Oldcorn. Emily Louise Peat. Nina Maria Prescott. Jack James Ratchford. Jonathan Thomas Scott. Natalia Strachelchik. Victoria Marie Young. Maya Mitchell. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Interior Design. Tasmiha Abid. Chloe Louise Ashcroft. Tara Alice Winder Curran. Charlotte Guy. Emily Holland. Emma Louise Holmes. Lucy Samantha Jordan. Mashuka Lusakelo Makasa. Harriet Elizabeth Gosling Mann. Yash Ashish Mehta. Lydia Elizabeth Nolan. Glory Holly Paul. Feisayo Ayobamaidile Sanyalo. Alicia Syed. Chantal Jade Sylvester. Kimberly Dawn Yates. Roxana Mihaela Zamfir. Nopur Garg. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in International Journalism, Hongshuan Li. Yiting Liu. Nanyori Raphael Olamarco. Harvey Robinson Smith. Jun Chao Sheng. Young Tong Hee. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Music Theatre, Holly Lynn M. Amadio. Athena Alice Aristidou. Maisie Grace Bebbington. Tamara Lauren Brink. Emily Jane Caldwell. Julianne Coling. Kellyanne Dale. Gemma Tiffany Doyle. Charlie Drury. Amy Elizabeth Gaskell. Nicole Jane Gillespie. Taylor Asia Gordon. Kaylee Jade Hall. Emma Jane Holland. Olivia Brooke Humpage. Abigail Leah. Lauren Margaret McLaughlin. Ruari James McLaughlin. Jessica Ann Millward. Jamie Lee Oldfield. Aaron Mark Owen. Jake William Pulley. Cora Miri Roberts. Chloe Elizabeth Sanson. Eliza Mary Tiffin. Megan Elizabeth Waite. Grace Margaret Williams. Victoria Zagozda. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Photography, Maximilian Boardman. Jodie Elizabeth Davies. Rebecca Louise Day. Kira Sian Gray. Cheryl Ann Claire Patrick Tennant McGregor Hutchinson. Elizabeth Martha Roberts Serio. Rihanna Catherine McAteer. Emma Morris. Chloe Louise Robinson. Shelley Janine Tyson. Sanam Girish Shah. Victoria Ann Wainwright. Madison Sharon West. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Sports Journalism, Declan James Clark. Joshua Lawrence Malcolm Dawson. Alice Earnshaw. Ashley Cameron Edwards. Riley Andrew John Gretton. Liam Michael John Grimley. Joe Heaton. Toby James Meadowcroft. Samuel John Minihane. Benjamin John Aluwumi. Lucy Beatrice Roberts. Mohammed Yassin Javed Sawar. Connor Patrick Smith. Karan Mahesh Tejwani. Lewis Richard Walsh. Caleb Leon Wind Leonard. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Theatre and Performance, Jacob Richard Perrin. Shannon Polion. Bethany Angela Rada. David Robertson. Alex Young. Bachelor of Arts with honours in Dance Performance and Teaching, Misha Rianne Clark. Paige Rita Teresa Douglas. Bethany Jo Fitzpatrick. Celia Catalina Hemmersley. Teresa Hovakova. Jessica Ann Leeming. Chloe Louise Morrissey. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Music Production and Performance, Janelle Elizabeth Allen. Harry Michael Arundel. Camille Matthias Bieganski. Michael Andrew Conroy. Ivana Douglas. Zoe Elizabeth Fegan. Leah Jade Eisted. Sean Heffin Garton Jones. Stiliana Dimitrova Kostadinova. Timothy Samuel Robert Reed. Sevan Joseph Raymond Ricaldi. Daniel Royal. Ivor William Wetherill. Alice Rose Trevor. Lennon Owen Sinfellin Williams. Kira Louise Woods. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Fashion Design, Nadia Badruddin. Fatima Asif Desai. Hannah Gallagher. Bethany Susan Gannon. Nicole Hind. Eve Catherine Mary Manning. Samira Munaf Mohamed. Shavana Musa. Holly Rebecca Nixon. Hadia Dowd Oraksai. Abby Bethan Rossi. Abby Louisa Stevenson. Kirsten Anna Torkoniak. Zainab Torre. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Music Production, Barry Martin. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Screenwriting with Film, Television and Radio, Baxter Thomas Cowhig. Noah Anthony Dean. Heather Jasmine Shyla Nikita Golding. Matilda Emily Isles. Caitlin McWatt. Colin Naomi Tierney. Pietro Tranchida. Matthew Andrew Thomas Travers. Lydia Ruth Walker. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Film, Media and Popular Culture, Melissa Helen Louise Blackburn. Eliasha Elizabeth Crook. Stephanie Longdon. Caitlin Malaburn. Holly Sarah Thornton. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Web Design and Development, Diana Christina Iliescu. Kieran Noah Lowe. Basej Kewin Plith. Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Acting, Oliver William Barlow. Jade Elizabeth Benstead. Rebecca Merrill Bentley. Jordan Stephen Billings. Charlotte Alice Burke. Christopher James Edward Coverley. Fiona Jane Davies. Sophie Alice Hookstep. Charlotte May Johnston. Zintars Lipors. Emily Jane Elizabeth Routh. Lee David Stretton. Thomas Lloyd Wood. Rorisang Mlabraze Zwane. A posthumous award, Bachelor of Arts Honours in Film, Media and Popular Culture for Ryan Bullen. Ryan was an excellent student who is progressing very well with his degree in Film, Media and Popular Culture. In his studies, Ryan was pursuing his passion for film, music and television drama, and his passion was reflected in the very distinctive and most welcome contributions that he made in his lectures and seminars. Ryan's enthusiastic comments, observations, opinions and questions enriched and enlivened classroom debate and were highly valued by his peer group and tutors alike, all of whom miss him very much indeed. A chair was still drawn up in lectures for Ryan. He was a class act and his peers, tutors and the university join in celebration of his very considerable achievements and contributions and the award of this richly deserved degree. Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of awards from the School of Arts and Media.
Vice-Chancellor, the presentations are completed. I now call on Nitam Mehta, Vice President Welfare from the Students' Union, to respond on behalf of graduates awarded today.
School of Arts and Media, well done. Three years ago, I arrived in Preston from Mumbai. Mumbai is my birthplace and the city I've loved the most, a city I'm very proud to call home. Mumbai is very different from Preston. The food's different, there are a lot more people, and you often find cows chilling on the middle of the road. Preston does not have these road-dwelling cows. However, it is home to the University of Central Lancashire. It has been our home for the past few years. Today, I stand before you as your Vice President of Welfare, grateful for this wonderful opportunity and glad for the incredible achievements that we're celebrating here today. My name is Nitam Mehta. You may know me as Ricky. What a challenging period it has been, a world-changing pandemic, the intense isolation of lockdowns, the terrifying fear that things will never return back to normal. You had the world thrown at you, but because of your determination, your grit, your outlook and hard work, you have succeeded. You are here. This is it. This is your graduation. When I came to Preston, I was so relieved that there weren't any monkeys stealing my food. But then I went to Blackpool and a seagull stole my sandwich. Some things never change, whatever the circumstance. And what circumstances they were. Through great adversity, we had to press on and study hard. Lectures migrated online and our societies paused in-person meetings. Some classes had bonded by pretending they couldn't hear anything, much at the cost of the lecturers. Others made silly profile pictures for their Microsoft Teams account. But there are things we would rather forget. The buffering audio on Microsoft Teams, the social distancing in the classroom, the remote learning lectures in which it was impossible to not get distracted by any notification. For me, it was my girlfriend at the time pestering me to let me in my accommodation. But there are still positives about lockdown life. I, for one, made full use of my hour-a-day walk outside. I don't think I've exercised so much ever in my life. Friends, some parts of our student experience remained unchanged. Late-night crunches, split-by coffee runs, and library book returns. We've made friends for life, people who will never forget, and experiences that deserve to be told and retold many times over. Many of us had joined societies or sports clubs. Others had volunteered for causes they believed in. But all of us have been so impacted by the wonderful people we've met and spent our time with. Cherish these memories with our dearest friends. Don't lose total contact when you move away. Try to meet up at least once in a while, and please don't just talk about the weather. I would like to pay my special thanks to our course reps and school presidents. So if you have been a course rep or a school president at any point during your time at UCLan, please stand up as we give you a round of applause. All right, that's it. Now, I would like to take this moment to say a few words about a friend of mine, a fellow student who was meant to graduate here today, but is sadly no longer with us. Ryan Bullen. I lived with him for nearly 2 years. You wouldn't be able to match his energy. He was a legend. Everything about him was great, apart from being a West Ham supporter. I've come to love this university, from the friendly northern chair to the helpful staff, and it has been an absolute joy to meet so many of you lovely people, even if the weather is terrible. But it hasn't been all sunshine and roses. I think I speak for everyone when I say the parts of the past few years have been frustrating, hopeless, and seemingly unchangeable. But in such times, I am reminded by Viktor Frankl's quote, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Everybody here today has graduated during one of the most difficult times in recent history. Together, we've faced many obstacles. We've had to adapt in different ways. It wasn't too long ago that we faced great uncertainty about the future. For our safety, we were confined to our homes. We attended lectures from within our bedrooms. Societies and clubs could no longer run as usual. Much of the student experience we expected was changed drastically. Some of us have experienced loss, and some of us have been tested to our very limits. But we have persevered. Here we are at graduation, with such incredible opportunities at our fingertips. Having stood firm against the pandemic storm, we are triumphant and are at the zenith of university experience. Now it is our time to seize those opportunities as we enter the real world as UCLan graduates. This could not be possible without your families, friends, lecturers, and loved ones. And I've joined you here today and supported you through thick and thin. I wish you all the very best for the future. Class of 2022, congratulations.
How do I follow that? Thank you so much. Luckily, it isn't me. We are going to move on to our choir. We are delighted to have with us today our very own university choir, which is made up from representatives of all years on the music theatre course. Due to the pandemic, our choir were not able to join us at the graduation ceremonies last year, but it is wonderful to have them back at our celebration today. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the UCLan Chamber Choir.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
smoky room.
The smell of wine and cheap perfume.
For a smile they could share the night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just a fine emotion, hiding somewhere in the night.
Working hard to get my fill.
Everybody wants a thrill, paying anything to roll the dice just one more time. Some will lose, some are born to sing the blues. All the money never ends, it goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, their shadows searching in the night. Streetlights, people living just a fine emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Streetlights, people. Don't stop.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. Today is, of course, a momentous occasion for everyone here, and we need to make sure we celebrate in the most appropriate way. Family and friends, there is a good photograph video opportunity coming up, so you might like to have your camera at the ready. Could I please ask all the graduates to stand and take off your mortarboards? This will be a great relief to many of you. They have been balancing rather precariously, and you'll be able to feel some air. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to throw your mortarboards into the air in recognition of all your hard work and achievements. However, please be careful. You don't want to throw it too high or too far to cause any trauma on its descent. And there is an extra special reason to be careful, because it is now your mortarboard for you to keep and take home. We keep giving. So, on a count of 3, I want you to throw your mortarboards in the air and give a big cheer. And I have just said, you guys need to look over here. Look at all your family and friends, all poised. Okay, so on a count of 3, you're going to throw your mortarboards in the air, and we're going to give a big cheer. Then we'll all follow with a further 3 cheers. So are you guys ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Well done. That looked so good from up here. You have set the standard for the whole week, guys. Excellent. So if you all want to take a seat for the final time, and I will explain the final stage of this amazing and special day. As we bring this ceremony to a close, I would like to thank everyone who has been involved in making today such a happy and memorable occasion and sharing this day with our university community. The platform party will now leave the stage, and graduates, you will shortly be processing out of the hall past a guard of honour in the central aisle. A university usher will prompt your row when you need to stand up. And please make sure that you take all your belongings with you. And guests, please may I ask that you all remain seated until the graduates and the platform party have left the hall. You will then be guided through the doors at the side by the ushers to rejoin your graduate in our new University Square for post-ceremony celebrations. Thank you.
in by the door.